Hello art classes. Today we're going to talk about how to pour your own paint and the things that you need for painting supplies. So when it's time to pour your paint, you're going to choose one of these palettes here. These are called a paint palette, and they have all these little bubbles going around the outside, and then they have a larger spot in the middle. There's a number there, and that's for me to keep track of who has which palette so that we can make sure they all get clean at the end of class. So you're going to grab a paint palette. Everybody can have their own unless I specify otherwise. So here's my paint palette, and here are your paints. If any of them are really empty, I can refill them for you, so just let me know. But if you can get some paint out of it, then you're good. So you're going to choose the colors that you want to use for your project. You don't need every single color. You very rarely need more than about 4 colors. So you're going to choose the color that you want to use. I'll just do some green today. And when you're pouring them, you're going to fill the bubbles half full. So if you look at the bubbles that are on this paint palette, you really don't need that much paint. You really just need to fill them half full. So I'm going to take green. Oh, it left some crumblies. Do you see it left some paint crumblies? You can knock those into the trash. I'm going to put, I already got a little mess on there, so I'm going to put half full of green paint. You will never need paint heaping up over the top of your little bubble. So half full for your bubble for each color. When you are pouring your paint, even if you think that you need a ton of green, so you think you need this entire thing full, heaping full, and then you also think you need these 2 full, you don't need that much paint. You just fill 1 bubble per color. You should never have green, even if you think you're going to use a ton of green. Now let's say you're going to use light green. So you're planning to do green and then mix it with white. If you're going to mix colors together, you should put green here. You should put white in one of the other bubbles, and then when it's time to mix them, you mix your green and pretend there's white there. You mix them in a separate bubble. So you should never put green in a bubble and then put white directly on top of it. That is a huge waste of paint. You never put green and then white on top because you plan to mix them. You put green in one bubble, you put white in another bubble, and then you take a little bit of each and you mix it in another bubble, okay? If you don't have enough paint, so let's say you are doing half of your paper with green paint and you use this up and you need more, just come back and get more, okay? So if you need more paint, come back and get more. Let's talk about brushes. When it's time for you to get your paintbrushes, you have lots and lots of options here. You only need 1 paintbrush of whatever size you're getting. So if you're going to do your entire paper with 1 color or 1 blending, you're going to pick a larger brush. If you're going to do tiny little details, you're going to pick a small brush. If you're going to do, let's say, 2 colors in your background, you don't need both of these brushes. These are both the same size and shape. They're both large brushes with a rounded-ish top. You don't need both of these. You just need 1. And then you clean it between colors. So you only need 1 brush of each size and shape. The most brushes you should have at any one time is probably 3. So you could have 1 large brush for the big parts. You could have 1 kind of medium brush for the medium parts. That brush is not in good condition. And you can grab 1 little teeny brush for those teeny tiny little details. So you could have those 3 brushes, but you should not have extras beyond 3. So let's just say that you should have no more than 3 brushes at any time. So when you're trying to get your paint stuff together, there are 4 things that you need. You need your paint palette, you need your paint brushes or brush, you need a water cup, half full. So just get one of these cups and fill it up halfway, and you need 2 paper towels. Those are the 4 things you need when painting.